Hello.
We are live.
Indeed, we are.
Yes, so it's Heather Boyd Wire, and this is my weekly live stream after 2 weeks of being away for the holidays. And this is my friend George. So, George, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm George Poppy. Basically, Heather's right now in our new space here at Chaos. So I basically have been running a company called Nix Labs for a long time, and we now have a studio space. And yeah, so it's really exciting. And Heather just came for our weekly movie night. So yeah, a lot of cool things. So very glad to be on this live stream with everyone.
Yeah, and George is one of the people that helped me set me up with my YouTube videos and do some improvements on those.
You were set up regardless already, but you know, I helped just like guide some more technical camera gear and lighting and stuff like that.
Definitely, and editing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that's been amazing. So I'm going to link up George's stuff below, and now we're going to get into our DIY stuff. So bye, George.
Bye.
See you next time.
Have fun, everyone.
I'm going to flip my screen now. There we go. Okie dokie. So we have a slightly different setup today, and you guys just introduce yourselves when you're hopping on. It's been a couple of weeks. We might be a little bit rusty here. And this week I'm going to do a special request for some ring designs. So I'm going to show you my sketchbook that I have here. So these are my sketches that I've done. I posted a picture of them in the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club to have a little idea of what we're doing. And actually this male symbol was a special request from somebody on YouTube. So let's start with that one. And I actually have a tutorial on how to do the women's symbol, but that one is that says an earring, but let's do this one now. And we're just going to see how it goes. So I'm going to wing it. As always, I haven't done any prototypes for these, but I've just gone ahead and done the sketches. So we're going to start with our this wire here. This is the 0.9 millimeter wire. You could also use 20 gauge wire for that. So we're just going to straighten it out a little bit. And we're going to start by making the male symbol out of wire. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you guys are hopping on, please say hello and let me know where you are and how you're doing and how was your holidays. Let me know how your holidays was. So we're going to start. We've got a little bit of a shadow here, but that's okay. Let me just move the camera over a little bit. There we go. That should be better. Perfect. And what we're going to do to start is to make that symbol. So we're going to take the wire and we're just going to give it a little bit of a bend here. So we're just going to bend it, say halfway. I have about a 5-inch piece of wire. We're going to just bend it a little bit like that at a right angle. And then we're going to make a small circle, but I'm thinking we probably shouldn't make it very big because it's going to be on a ring. So let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a circle with the round pliers. I was going to do it around the pen, but that's going to be too big. So let's just go ahead and do it like this. And we're going to make this circle. And then I'm going to go ahead and just turn this around like that. I should bring it up a little bit closer. So we're just going to turn it around like this. And I'm not seeing if anybody is leaving any comments here. So I see there's 8 people on the live stream, but I'm not seeing any comments. So I hope that we don't have any glitches with the comments here. But if you guys are hopping on and you're chatting amongst yourselves, that's great. But so far I haven't had any comments come up on the feed. So maybe if you could, if anybody's actually on and tries to comment, maybe just make a little comment to see if you, oh, yay, you guys can, yes, I can see them now. Sorry, guys, I don't know if you were commenting before, but they're just popping up now. So Cindy's on and Joanna's on, and I missed the other usernames, so sorry about that. So that's great to see that you guys are on here. I hope it's not too shadowy here, but it should be okay. So I'm going to try to keep this where you guys can see it. And so now we've just made the little circle. So now we're to do the male symbol. Let's just push this down a little bit. Got a little bit distorted, and we're just going to basically do an arrow. So we'll just do the little arrow, and to do the female symbol, it would be sort of the same way that I did the earrings. I can link up that video below. So we'll just do kind of a little arrow. We're just going to push it back and forth. If you were doing an earring, you might do like a little loop at the top, but for now I'll just do it like this. And then we're just going to cut that bottom bit there. So now right away we have our little male sign. So if you want to do the ring band, I would always use a thicker wire to do the band. So let's go ahead and take this wire. It's actually in millimeters. This is an aluminum wire I buy that is measured in millimeters. So this one is about 1.2 millimeters, which is probably more like a 16 or 14 gauge wire. So let's go ahead and just turn that around like that. Okay. And then what we can do is we can just take this one side. We're going to start one side. So we're just going to bend it back with our round pliers. And this is a method I use a lot with different, when I make different rings. So the idea is you do the little middle part separate with a thinner wire, and then there's Clarice. Hey Clarice, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So Clarice, I'm actually downtown Montreal at my friend's labs here. It's called Chaos, and he rents out the space to do different production and stuff for content creators. The aluminum wire durable. So the aluminum, it's not as durable as copper. I wouldn't actually use the aluminum wire if you want to wear the ring in the water, but it's okay for kind of demonstration purposes. So see what I have like this is, I've done it like this. The aluminum wire is okay to wear for rings as long as you don't get them wet. That's the thing. They're more like a novelty thing. I wouldn't necessarily sell my rings made with aluminum. So we've attached one kind of loop there, and then the other one, let's just cut it a little shorter so it's going to be easier to put in to the male symbol. And there's a Dira. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hey Dira, how are you? So let's just bend this one up like that, and we'll stick this end in the other side of the loop of the male symbol. And then we're going to bend this down. This one's actually ending up being a little bit tiny. It might be more like a pinky finger ring. So we're going to go like that. And we're just going to clip that. I seem to have a little bit of a shadow here. I hope you guys can see this okay. And then we're just going to go like that. So right away we have our ring that is finished like that. So there we go. And then always to fit the ring, we're just going to push it on the ring form like that. So here is our little male symbol ring, and like you could also definitely do, you can see it despite the shadows on. Thank you. Maybe I'm going to try to adjust the light a little bit. I'm going to leave you here with these sketches and see if I bring the light over, it's going to be a little bit better. Let me just move it down a bit, and you guys can let me know if it's any better. Okay. Okay, I don't know if that's, let me know if that's any better, if it's just as shadowy. Hopefully that's a little brighter anyways. So the other one I wanted to try was this Aquarius ring. So let's try that one. I'll move this out of the way. Hi Joanna, how are you? So now instead of the aluminum wire, let me use a thicker, this one is it's a copper wire. So it's a gold color copper wire. It's a non-tarnished wire. I actually had an idea for this while we were watching the movie. My friend George has these weekly movie nights. So we were watching Fellini's film 8½. It was pretty spectacular. You know, it's pretty incredible, some of the older movies. And this one's very surreal with really amazing music and stuff. We really enjoyed it. So for the Aquarius ring, my thought was, and let's see if it's going to work. Here, I'm just trying to visualize what I did. Let's start with one of the waves, because this was a sketch I had, and then I had another thought of how to do it. So let's just see if it's actually going to work, because sometimes I have these ideas and they don't really work. So let's see if it's going to work. If we do we start by doing the wave of the Aquarius. So if we want to push it, we just freestyle with the round pliers. If we do a little wave back and forth, and I do have a video on how to make the Aquarius and the other zodiac earrings. So that's a fun video. That was also I think that was a live stream that I did as well. Yeah, I did 2 weeks of live streams with the different zodiac symbols. So here's one of the waves, and let's see what happens if we, so if we just want to go, I think we're going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and turn it around the ring form to see what happens, because I hadn't really super decided how I was going to do this. But if we go around this way, okay, I was thinking if we went around this way, and then we tried to do the wave on that side now. So I'm not going to make it too big because I'm going to run out of wire. And the idea is you want to replicate the same wave underneath. Just sort of follow that same line. I'm going to try to do it in a way that you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to bend it up, and then we're going to bend it down, and then up and down again. We're just going to try to follow the same wave that we did before. You can always adjust it a little bit at the end. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got like a little bit of a double wave there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I went up 3 times. So let's just try to fix it up a little bit. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And then I think what I was thinking is I think I'd prefer to end it at the back. Now I didn't cut this wire long enough, but that's okay. So the idea is if you have like 2 little waves, it kind of looks like the Aquarius, and then you're going to stack them so the waves are on top of each other, okay? And then you want to make sure they're more or less at the same, you know, one underneath the other. We might have to tighten it up a little bit. And then if you pull this end to the back, what I was thinking was you could actually finish it at the back. Okay, now unfortunately this one I cut too short, but I think what we could do is just at the very back, make a loop for this. Okay, you make the loop like that. And normally you would make a loop with the other side too, but because I cut it too short, which happens, it didn't quite make its way around. But that's the idea. So this would be at the back, so you wouldn't actually see it. And then when you put it on your finger, it's not too bad. Maybe a little, yeah, it fits this finger better. So it actually looks a little bit like an Aquarius. And then it ends on the back with a little loop. So that's not too bad. And then the other one I thought would be really easy. You could even do, I think this is the Aries symbol where it goes up like that, and the Gemini. So what I might try to do is to do a bunch of tutorials for the zodiac rings and make a better video so you can more see how I do it. And then what I really wanted to try was this little guy, this little cute little guy ring. I thought that would be really adorable. So I think what I'll do for that is I'm going to go back to the silver color just because sometimes it's a little easier to see. And what my idea was to make like a little bun out of wire to go. My original idea was to wrap it right around your finger, but I'm not quite sure that's going to work. So I'm going to try to do it so the hands and the feet have little loops that you can actually put a ring band in. So let's give it a try. We're going to start with the wire, and we're just going to do a little bit sort of like a little butt thing going on. So we're going to see if that's going to work. See if it actually follows. Oh, Isabel says hello from, I think it said New York, but now it just disappeared. So sorry about that. Sometimes the comments I can't see too well. And tonight I actually don't have my laptop, so I cannot see the replay of the comments at the side. But I will look at the comments when I watch the replay of the whole video when I get home, because right now I'm sort of I came on the bus and stuff. Clarice says, oh, it is New York City. So Clarice is in New York City as well. Awesome. And I like the loop endings. Yes, yeah, the loop ending just kind of makes it more finished so it won't scratch. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is sort of like this little guy. It kind of looks like his little butt, but we're going to see if it actually is going to work. And then the idea is you want like little feet. So let's make some little feet. It's going to be like a little stick figure, and then you want to make the feet big enough that you can fit the larger wire in for the band. So let's just see what we do. And even, you know, these as everybody who's been on my live streams before knows, these are really just troubleshooting live streams where you're watching me kind of do this creative process. And sometimes it works really well, and other times it doesn't work at all. So let's just see how we're going to do. So this is like the idea of the legs. So we're going to do the legs and then kind of go up for the body. Not sure how big it has to be. So it's not too bad. It's kind of looking a little like a figure. Not 100% sure about the little butt thing, but it's very stylized. So, and I was thinking you could actually put some beads on it as well. So this is the body, and then you want the arms. So the idea is you just do the arms sort of in the same way, down and up. And then we're just going to do like very stylized little circles for the hands. And again, you want to make sure that your thicker wire for the beads is going to fit into those hands. So we're going to go up like this. Okay, and then it's going to go across for the shoulder. And then I'm just going to put the wire going straight up for now, and we're going to figure it out after. And then we want to do the other arm. So let's go down and up for the other arm. And then the hand, we're going to just go around for the hand. So it's so far pretty well looking like this sketch, which isn't too bad. So the trouble now is going to be to figure out what we're going to do with the head, because I had two ideas. One of my ideas was just to do a round head, which would be just kind of stylized out of wire. And then the other idea I had was to do beads. So let's see if we have a bead that's going to be a good size for that. Could be maybe a pink one or like a smaller one. So maybe I'll pull out two beads and we'll see which one is the best size. Because what I have right now is I have a 4mm bead and I have a 6mm bead. So the 4mm is the little one, and this is the 6mm. So let's see what works best for the head. I think I am going to try it with the bead. I have nothing to lose. So what you want to do is actually take this wire here and just twist it around and cut it, because you have to figure out how you're going to get rid of these wires. So, well, either I could cut it or I could even put some hair on this figure. Let's see how we're going to do with this. So, because we could put the bead on. It's looking a little bit large. So let's try the smaller bead and see how that works, because I don't want the bead to be too big or it's going to look like the head is too big. So actually it's kind of cute with the little head. It's a little small, but I think it's going to be better too small than too big. And then what we want to do is, because I decided I want to make some hair, we're just going to bend this wire over the bead, okay, to hold it in place. Okay, we're going to, and this is going to actually, if the bead's too small, this is going to make it look better. So we're going to do a complete turn around like that. So we have the one wire coming at that side, and let's just put the other, pull this down and put the other wire to this side, and then we could actually make a, whoops, sorry, we're going to make a little bit of curly hair there. So let's just give this a try. And the curly hair, you just need your little pliers, and we're just going to go, say, back and forth a few times. And in the worst case, if we don't like the hair, we can always give it a haircut. So here we've got a little bit of curly hair. And I have a design for a mermaid that I have in my Etsy shop. It's like a little mermaid earrings and pins that are really cute with the curly hair. So we're just going to tightly do like little curls here, like that. And then the same idea with the ring. We want to end it in a way there's no raw edges. So let's just make a little complete circle, and then we're going to clip the end. Okay, and then we'll just push that little end in flush so it just stays like that. And the same on this side. We're just going to turn it around like that. And let me just clip the end a little bit. That's always the trick, is to figure out ways to end your projects without having little scratchy ends. You know, sometimes it's a real challenge. So here she ends up having a little bit of hair. I actually might cut the hair off after. I'm going to see how it looks. But once you have the little figure, it's not too bad. It looks a little bit like the sketch. So what you want to do is actually hold it on the ring form and then push the arms and legs around so they're slightly curved, because you want them to be curved. So you'll see that it's actually a little bit curved. So it's going to be a little bit curved. And then what we need is we're going to, I'm thinking we might not even need to put a ring band on the feet. Yeah, I think it's going to be overkill if we put a ring band on the feet. So let's just go ahead and get a thicker piece of the wire. It's cute, eh, Clarice? Yeah, it's I had an idea to do like a little person going around a finger, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. So this was sort of one way to do it, one solution. And so the same idea with the little symbol ring. You want to take your wire, your thicker wire, and we're going to make a little bit of a base for it. So one end gets turned up at a right angle, and then you're going to take your little figure and put one hand on that wire like that, and then we're just going to bend it back. Okay, we're just going to bend it back to hold it in place. And yeah, and I'm going to definitely do some tutorials for the Aquarius and all those zodiac. Oh, there goes a bead. George is going to find a bead on his floor at some point. Oh, well, he should expect that when he has me over here. So let's do that one side, and then we want to do the other side. So for the other side, it's a little trickier. You're just going to bend this at a right angle. If it's too long, if you're going to have trouble getting the figure on it, just cut it down a little bit, okay? And then take this little figure and you're going to put the big band wire in the hand again. So we're just going to put it in the hand and then hold that at a right angle and just bend it back like that and give it a little clip like this. And then we're going to bend this back in place like that, and we're going to put it back on the band to make sure it holds in place. So if we're just going to push it around the band like that, and then you'll see it kind of goes around the band, and let's just try it on the finger. So it's actually kind of cute like that, but you know what, I hope you guys aren't going to mind, but I'm going to actually cut the hair off because it's kind of bothering me a little bit. I just find it a little bit distracting. And the thing about doing these prototypes is I really don't mind if I end up, you know, damaging things or changing things, because they're just really samples, and that's how you learn is in just kind of backtracking sometimes. So instead of pulling this wire up, I'm actually going to cut it right off, right at the neck there. So let me go ahead and cut that off without cutting the shoulder of the little person. So we cut that off. So now the trick is, what do we do with this extra wire? Well, let's just see how it looks. I think I like it better like that. It's a little simpler. If you wanted to, you could you put the bigger bead on there. I'm just going to try to straighten this wire out a little bit until I figure out what to do with it, because what you could do is just bend it to the back, like bend it all the way to the back. Yeah, let's do that. We're just going to, hopefully it's not going to snap. I'm just going to bend it all the way to the back and then cut it back here flush behind there, so you don't really see it. You won't really see that extra wire. And I think because there's so much going on with the figure, I think the hair was a little bit of overkill. If anything, I might want to do the hair with a separate color. So we're just going to push that to the back, and then you'll see we'll put it back on the ring form, and you'll see it's a lot more discreet. I'm gonna bring the camera down better so you can see it after. So he's quite cute. And so then so what we had the Aquarius one, but you know what I'm going to try to do now I'm going to try to do the Aquarius one now, again, super quick with a longer piece of wire to see if it's going to work. So let's just try this again, because I ran out of wire the first time. So if let's just see how much wire we need. So if we go to there, and that one will go away. So let's just try that one again. So for the Aquarius, Kathy's Aquarius, right on. So we're focusing on the Aquarius ring today, Kathy. And my daughter's actually Aquarius too. Mimi's Aquarius as well. So let's just go ahead and try that one again because I ran out of wire the first time. So let's just go ahead. So to do the Aquarius, we're just going to do the little wave back and forth. Not too many because you want it to be able to look nice on the finger. I think if we have 3 like that, it's good. So we're going to do 3 waves like that. And then we're going to take this and turn it around. It's buffering a little bit, guys. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we're going to see what we can do here. So we're going to do one end to the back like that, and then this other end to the front. And then we're just going to go ahead and copy those 3 waves underneath. Okay, we want to copy the same thing. Make sure it's about the right size. And then we're just going to follow that same pattern with the waves to echo what we have there. So let's just go ahead and we're just going to bend it up and 3 times. So same way we did that, we're just going to go up and down. It's a little awkward to do it so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's a little awkward to get the pliers in there, but you get the idea. So we're going to go up. So we're just going to basically copy those same waves. 1, 2, 3. This should work. You want to use like it around the same place where you did on the other pliers. Like you want to make sure you make the little loops about the same size if you can. So now we're going to just pull this one around. Make sure, I'm just going to look at my sample to see what I did here. Yeah, this should be fine. So we just want to, what we want to do is we want to end the 2 ends at the back. So here's the Aquarius. We're going to end these at the back. We're going to make sure these line up. Try it on. Adjust it in a little bit if you want. This one actually might be a little bit too big. So you want to make sure as you make the ring to adjust it. And now I'm going to make the little loops. So you could either put the loops above or below. And this is how we end it off in a way that it's nice and clean. So we're just going to go ahead and do 1 loop at the back like that. Okay, and then clip it. We'll just give it a little clip like that. And then the other one too, I think we're going to also do it towards the middle, just so it's not like sticking out at the back. So we're going to just, same thing, do a complete loop with your small pliers and then cut it nice and flush there, because once you've cut those loops, you're just going to, with your flat pliers, just push them down so they'll just kind of stay in place, okay? And then, always the finishing touch, you put it back on the ring form. This one worked much better than the first one because I didn't run out of wire. It ends at the back like that. And then, I'm not sure what finger is going to work on now. Oh, it's not bad. So it actually fits on there. So guys, we actually made 3 complete rings. I can hardly believe it. And I will definitely do some of the other rings for the Aquarius, or I mean the other zodiacs. So let me bring the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Nice, thanks Kathy. So yeah, Kathy, you'll have to make an Aquarius ring for sure. So here's up close the Aquarius ring to show you. This is with the aluminum wire, but you can use the copper wire. Mostly the aluminum I do for samples. I'm just trying to make this a little clearer here. Here, let me bring it down because my thing's out of focus here. So we've got that one, and then we have the little guy, which is super cute. He turned out really cute. So let me just focus that. If I push the, yeah, not too bad. And then we have the little male symbol ring like that, which is really cute. So as always, I'll take a photo. I'll put them in the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club and on the community page here, the photos. And then I'm going to flip my camera around to say goodbye to you guys. So let me flip. There we go. Okay, so there's a really, really bright light here. So maybe if I go, yeah, that's not too bad. If I go this way, you can see the other labs. We're in actually the WeWork building in Montreal. So it's like a cooperative not cooperative, but it's like a big workspace type of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely post photos of these in the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club. If you guys aren't already members and are on Facebook, be sure to join the group to share pictures of your wire art and jewelry creations. And if you don't have Facebook, you can always email me pictures to info@heatherboydwire.com. Night, Clarice. Night, everybody. And thanks, everybody, for hopping on. And next week, we'll probably be back in our regular place. And thanks for joining me live downtown in Montreal. And bye, Kathy, and hope you make the Aquarius ring. So, night, guys. And